I have some practical baking experience, so I can troubleshoot a few things. Since moving into this apartment, I've noticed something. Well, I've noticed a few things. My fridge is very cold, and my oven is really efficient. The oven holds the temperature extremely well, maybe too well, because it's also holding moisture. I know how to make Danish from scratch. I've done it multiple times in the past. This isn't my first batch. I'm also converting my older recipes to metric. That's on the blog, and I'm writing about that now. But last night, when I baked these Danishes, I noticed the same issues I've been seeing with some of my sourdough loaves. The crusts are blonde and the texture is too soft. So this isn't just an underproofing problem. This is a moisture problem. The oven isn't venting properly. An oven can hold on to the moisture released from the food itself, and that will create humidity within your oven. And when I opened the oven after my test bake this morning, I got a waft of steam that the camera caught, and I didn't use any extra water at all. So that tells me something that I needed to know. This is an airflow issue. Yes, the berries will add extra moisture, and yes, the cheese will add extra moisture, but because I didn't add any steam to get the last initial push for the Danishes, this is absolutely an airflow issue in this oven. Laminated dough should be crisp. Puff pastry should flake. A French loaf should crackle, unless you're using oil, and a baguette should crunch when you take it out of the oven. If you're not getting that and you're using a proven recipe, it may not be your dough. It could be your oven. So a couple of practical adjustments. Don't add steam if your oven is already holding moisture. Crack the oven open for the last 5 to 10 minutes of your bake. You can also move your bake slightly higher in the oven to improve airflow, drying, and browning. In this particular instance with the Danishes, I'm using fresh fruit. I can reduce the moisture that will be held in the oven by baking the fruit ahead of time. It's a good trick for apple pie too. Once you recognize that it's not your handling of dough or the pastry or how long you've been proofing, but your environment that you're baking in, you can adjust for it. These are just a few practical baking tips for those of us who like to get things right and like to troubleshoot. So I will be making some adjustments to this recipe in future.
Which is where I'm struggling with my bakes. But that's okay. We're going to crack it for a bit. Oven is off. We're going to let it sit for 5 more minutes. These are the tricks that you learn as you bake. Sometimes it's not the recipe. Sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it's the equipment we use.